pretty sure it's just
It's a title.
it doesn't have a title. All right. Called motion, brother. Nothing we can do about it. What a pass, Josh Potter.
Yeah.
Hey, you're supposed to be running
It's
the
like,
camera.
oh, I dunked it. Look at me. Alright. Have it sorted by a number.
Tucker, this is what you do if you don't want anybody to hear it. You just do this, like a fist over your mic.
Alright. That probably would help.
There's only one person watching, and it's Mr. Dillingham. So until we get up to 2 people watching, then we'll actually say something.
Do you want me to be the second person watching?
Yes.
Delaney.
Oh no, Jack Roberts is out.
Yeah.
I didn't know Jack Roberts was injured.
Yeah, he was. One particular information of note, about 30 minutes before game time, we did receive note that Jack Roberts is out for tonight with an apparent hand injury that I had just now noticed. And we are now going to go to starting lineups. Let's keep announcing for the purpose of like having it on record. Wait, hang on. This is.
We're doing this 40 minutes.
All right, whatever. All right, we are just about set to tip off this Deck the Swamp night here at Greenwood High School between the Greenwood Gators and the South Warren Spartans. Taking the tip off for Greenwood will be Ben Carroll, and it will be Gavin Spurrier taking the tip for South Warren. It is getting very loud and ruckus in here. This is a closely contested rivalry game. South Warren controls the tip.
Hey Tucker, one thing you're going to expect a lot out of this game is post moves.
Yes, I do think we will, Jackson, especially from the South Warren side, as they have a tremendous height advantage, considering that their shortest player is taller than 6 of our members of the varsity roster. Oh. There's the first of likely many points in the paint for South Warren tonight, as that will likely be a point of emphasis.
Parker Williams is taking it up.
Dishes it out to Isaac Stansberry, to his brother Noah Stansberry. Of course, the 2 Stansberry brothers are the son of current WKU head coach Rick Stansberry. Parker takes it in, shoots.
Misses it. Oh.
And Ben Carroll with the rebound.
That's one thing you'll see a lot out of this game is Ben Carroll getting the rebound.
Oh, and Ben Carroll draws the foul. Another thing we should hopefully be seeing tonight if the Gators plan to win is pounding it inside with number 24 himself, Ben Carroll. I should not have said pounding it inside. What? I should not have said pounding it inside. Ben Carroll silences the South Warren student section with that first free throw. They're quite raucous, and it appears to be a jersey out. Ben Carroll gets his own miss. It appeared to be tripped, but no call. Isaac Stansberry. Parker Williams takes a three and misses. Tayshawn Jones takes it across the timeline, distant to the corner for a missed three. And that is Peyton Loggins with a mid-range jump shot. It is now 3-2 in favor of the home team.
That's the one thing that Greenwood really has going for them in this game is they have three really good ball handlers, and Isaac Stansberry, Noah Stansberry, and Parker Williams.
Yes, they do. They all seem to be very good distributors. The key in this game, though, will be in our big men, Peyton Loggins and Ben Carroll. But perimeter shooting will also be a big key as it will help to spread the floor. Don't you agree, Jackson?
Absolutely. One thing you can expect a lot out of is Ben Carroll, Parker Williams pick and roll.
Yes, that will hopefully be a focal point if we plan to win on tonight.
Ben Carroll has that acute ability to be able to stretch the floor, also rebound, and also pass.
Yes, he really is a special player for this Gators team. Isaac Stansberry takes it across the timeline, dishes it to Ben Carroll. Oh, loses the handle. And a questionable call in favor of South Warren, but we're not going to argue it because that's not in our contract. We don't have a contract. South Warren student section apparently takes pride in stating the obvious. Takes a three.
Good shot by Chase Carver.
Yes, that seems to be what South Warren plans on doing. Stretch it out the perimeter, pump fake, and attempt to drive it in.
One thing Greenwood really has to do in this game is control the pace because South Warren has a lot of big, lengthy, athletic players. And if Greenwood's able to control the pace, able to play good defense, then Greenwood can take over this game.
Yes,
Even though
they
South
very
Warren
well
is one of the
could.
highest ranked teams in our region. The name of the game is to make Greenwood look good.
Yeah.
South Warren,
Chandler Wilson coming in for Ben Carroll. That's the first of possibly many substitution moves made by Coach Bob Peltz tonight, who's in his third year. Yep.
I think that substitution, subbing out Ben Carroll for Chandler Wilson is kind of a sign of things to come just because Chandler Wilson is also not the best defensive player in our team.
Good move by Noah Stansberry to draw the charge. It will be going back to our Gators. South Warren does not seem to agree with the call, but they will probably get over it. Peyton Loggins inbounds to Parker. Dribbles it, heavily contested by Mason Day. South Warren has appeared to have shifted out of their zone and is now playing man-to-man. Isaac Stansberry, this is a dime down low to Chandler Wilson, who has it poked loose. Isaac Stansberry stumbles, and it will now be South Warren's ball.
Cade Stinnett, the freshman, just got subbed in for Isaac Stansberry. There's a big hole left on the perimeter, though, with Jack Roberts being injured tonight.
Yes, it really is. Jack Roberts is just a phenomenal athlete and basketball player who has an amazing jump shot. And it will sorely be missed tonight, as Greenwood will much look to stretch the floor even without his presence.
Right now, there are 0 people watching, so I can say this. Fuck, 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 fuck.
Unless Mr. Dillingham decides to review this tape later, in which case you are screwed.
But this is good practice, though. I know nobody's watching,
Yeah.
but this kind of gets us to
Yeah, this is.
realize what's going on. There is a 10-second delay, so you could log in right now. And
That'd be funny.
little Miss Liza would be scarred for life. Good rebound with Peyton Loggins. Parker Williams
Takes it in.
goes out.
Here's Noah Stansberry being guarded by Tayshawn Jones. And they whistle for a apparent phantom call on Peyton Loggins for existing. Not quite sure what that foul call is over, but KHSAA employs our finest men and women to be referees.
That's one problem you'll see tonight, though, is
An apparent fan favorite has just come in for South Warren, as South Warren student section would be cheering like you would when a scrub who hardly plays gets in. And dishes it out of bounds. It will be Gator basketball.
and Josh Potter gets subbed in for Peyton Loggins.
Will be subbed out.
And
Ben Carroll.
Carroll's back in.
Ben Carroll coming back in for Chandler Wilson.
Down pass.
Inbounds it to Noah Stansberry, still being heavily contested by Tayshawn Jones. He's going to pick him up at around the volleyball line. Isaac Stansberry still struggling to get three. Dishes out to Ben Carroll, who drives it in, kicks it out to Parker Williams. Kicks it back to Ben Carroll, who gets the reverse layup to go. And it is now 5-4 in favor of your Gators. Tayshawn Jones dribbles it across the timeline. And an emphatic rejection from Ben Carroll is taken away by a
Shooting foul.
questionable foul call on Josh Potter, to say the least. But again, KHSAA works hard to ensure that our finest men and women are employed for this job of referee. So, I will not question these calls.
One problem you will see, though, is South Warren has kind of a problem with spacing, both on defense and offense. They have really athletic players, big players, but one problem that they really have is switching and spacing.
Yes, they really do. Especially on offense, as no one apparently seems to be able to take a three-point shot. They have been trying to pound it in the paint all game. And they missed both of their 2 free throw shots. Kicks it out to the 3. And I still have yet to be so corrected. South Warren's three-point shooting has been below average. So it's Josh Potter who shoots and scores! Amazing shot by Josh Potter. That's a real X factor to his game, is his jump shot, as he is both athletic and tall. But we were never sure how good he could shoot. All momentum seems to be going in the Gators' favor. Goes out to Tayshawn Jones, who's guarded by now Cade Stinnett. Takes it in, stripped by Isaac Stansberry. He comes up with a loose ball. Kicks it back out to Ben Carroll, who kicks it over to Cade Stinnett, who kicks it back to Isaac Stansberry. Kicks it to Ben Carroll, who shoots and misses. Parker Williams comes up with the ball. Josh Potter gets it.
What a hook shot by Josh Potter.
He just scored while you were gone. He scored like a long-range jumper while you were gone. With 20 seconds left, you can expect Tayshawn Jones to dribble till about there's 10 seconds, then possibly run a pick and roll, as the perimeter game has not been working whatsoever for South Warren in this first quarter. Their free throw shooting, or three-point shooting, has been a putrid 0 for 4 so far. 5 seconds left. Takes it in. Loses the ball. And they have another.
I could hear that smack from all the way up here.
I could as well. South Warren sinks the first of two with 2 seconds left in the first quarter. Why do you have to leave? No, you don't. I also have to work tomorrow. South Warren sinks 2 of 2, and they're now only down by 1. Parker Williams takes the buzzer beater and hardly misses. At the end of the first quarter, and the score is in favor of your Greenwood Gators, that it is 7-6. And we are back. Starting off on the floor for the Greenwood Gators in this second quarter is number 33, Peyton Loggins, number 22, Cade Stinnett, number 21, Cade Stinnett. With the ball now, John Morrison, and then Noah Stansberry at the top of the court.
22 is John Morrison.
John Morrison, all right. Apologize for that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to call you out in front of our one viewer.
Oh, passes it in, it's poked out. Loose ball on the floor, and a jump ball.
While South Warren might not have the most refined game, they are pretty scrappy. You have to give them that.
Yes, they do fight for every single loose ball. And that is probably what has kept them in this game so far, as their shooting has not been that productive. Kicks it over to Gavin Spurrier, who kicks it inside to Tyler Martin, the former Drakes Creek student who actually transferred to South Warren once he began his high school career. Kicks it out to Isaac Stansberry, who takes and makes a three-pointer. You know, he may be a phenomenal jump shooter on the court, but Isaac Stansberry is even more of a stand-up student off the court, as he loads up in his classes taking AP Calculus, which is taught by an assistant basketball coach, Alex Holder, who is as good of a teacher as he is a basketball coach. John Morrison goes out the court, kicks it out to Ben Carroll, kicks it back to, Kicks it into Ben Carroll, it takes a shot, and it pops out. Well, it seemed that two of our players collided, but we will not question as it went our way. Is that right, Jackson?
Yeah, that's all right. Pulled an Angels in the outfield.
Yes, sir. Part of being good involves luck. But also part of being lucky involves being good. Van Carroll takes a jump hook. Oh, and that's the second straight shot to rim out. Hopefully this doesn't affect him too much. That's very questionable choice of not calling goaltending, as the ball appeared to be headed down. Things did appear to get scrappy down below after the play was over, but let's hope that doesn't develop into anything because I would not enjoy a Malice at the Palace Part 2.
Except none of these players are as big as Ron Artest.
That's a fair point. Who would you think would be the Ron Artest in this situation? Hypothetically. Greenwood comes up with the rebound.
Chandler Wilson, because he always looks confused.
Oh. Isaac.
The height problems we were broadcasting at the beginning of the game don't really seem to be impacting us very badly.
Yeah, they really do not be. We have been able to get to the inside with ease.
While South Warren is very tall and lengthy, they haven't been able to play very good defense on us all game.
Oh. Oh. Ben Carroll with a little English towards the student section after his shot was blocked, but Chandler Wilson came up with the board and scored.
And Jace Carver drove in, fell down, now he's going to the foul line.
Well, there's not really much else you could do there. You put your hand straight up. Sometimes they will just call that a shooting foul, as that's one of the most confusing rules in sports, the difference between a blocking foul and a charge foul. Parker Williams coming in for John Morrison. He seemed to be the driving force for our offense in the first quarter. Hopefully he can keep that up in this second quarter as we wind down. We are now with 5 minutes remaining. The score, Greenwood up 12-9. Some very good ball movement being displayed by Greenwood. Oh. And it results in a three-pointer for Noah Stansberry. Stansberry brothers have now each made one apiece from the three-point line. And that stands to be the difference in our game as Greenwood is up 6. Very poor shot selection, but it did almost go in for number 10, Tyler Martin.
Good call by the ref there.
Greenwood comes up with the foul call, and they will get the ball after this timeout. As we go to the break, Greenwood is now ahead by the score, 15-19. We will be back momentarily.
And we're back.
I apologize, I have my headset off. All right. We are back. It is currently 4:08 remaining in the second quarter. Ben Carroll will take the inbound down low. He inbounds it to Noah Stansberry, who's heavily contested by Cameron Harrison. Stansberry drives in, and does a little shake and bake action, but doesn't get anything out of it. Kicks it to Ben Carroll. Chandler Wilson drives it in, shoots, and clanks off the front of the rim. Those are the type of shots you're going to want against the South Warren team. If you're able to get any height advantage, you're going to want to take it over a team that is so much taller than you, in plain terms. Isaac Stansberry takes another three, breaks off the back iron, but Greenwood comes up with the rebound. South Warren still lined up in man-to-man. And they call the jump ball with possession going back to Greenwood. Cameron Harrison in on that jump ball with Chandler Wilson.
What's the point of calling it a jump ball if you don't jump for the ball?
You know, that is a fair question. Under pretty well any FIBA match other than the NCAA basketball and high school basketball, jump balls usually result in a tip-off. Noah Stansberry takes a three and drills it. Greenwood is now ahead, 18-11. Basket's cut out though. Oh, okay. Yeah, then we're good.
All right, and if you're just joining us, it's the second period. 2.5 minutes to go. 18-12, Greenwood.
Isaac Stansberry has been doing Noah Stansberry, has been doing pretty good in this game. Chandler Wilson takes the shot, misses, gets his own board, and scores. Way to fight through contact by Chandler Wilson. Greenwood lines up in a 2-3 zone. And the ball is picked off by Noah Stansberry. Great defense. They run in transition, kicks out to Isaac Stansberry, pump fakes, back out to Noah,
And that was an over and back call, even though there's a deflection on Tyler Martin.
And it did appear that Greenwood attempted to take a timeout, but we cannot question it as KHSAA works hard to ensure that the finest men and women are employed to be referees.
At the end of the day, you had to give that call to Greenwood. Tyler Martin already looks like he's always wearing eyeshadow, so he has enough bad stuff going for him.
I'm not sure if that should be said on a live stream, but I will probably agree with it. Apparent miscommunication between Noah and Chandler. Coach Pells might want to call a timeout here. His team is looking a bit discombobulated on offense.
The Gators might find themselves in some foul trouble. We have 7 fouls, while the South Warren only has 4. And a drive in.
Gavin Spurrier gets the and one shot. You know, Gavin is having a good seems to have a very good basketball career, but he also has a bright football career ahead of him as he is committed to Duke University to play quarterback. He recently led South Warren to the state championship in football in the 5A class. His teammates Jacob Lacey and Clayton Bush are currently in the student section.
That score there by Spurrier kind of showed the height mismatch that we were talking about. Chandler Wilson was guarding him. Spurrier drove into the lane. Chandler Wilson couldn't do anything about it.
Yep. But free throw was apparently nullified by a lane violation. No Stansberry.
Lane violations shouldn't exist. Unless your entire foot is over the line, it's a stupid rule.
Yes, that is a fair point. But the call benefited us, so we're just going to roll with it.
That is 18 fouls for the Gators now. 56 seconds left in the second period.
Ben Kale takes the heavily contested shot and makes it. Right in front of the student section that has been heckling him all night.
Nothing I love more than student sections where none of them have played more than upward basketball.
That is a fair point, but you also have 2 people in that section committed to play D1 football. Clayton Bush, of course, going to Western Kentucky to play linebacker, and Jacob Lacey committed to Notre Dame to play defensive tackle. We are closing in on the end of the second half with 20 seconds remaining. Greenwood is currently up 22-14. Isaac Stansberry dribbles out of the double team. Excuse me, that is Noah. Isaac pump fakes, drives it in, and travels.
And gets called for the travel.
This got a little bit too high strung right there.
The officiating crew tonight has been kind of touchy.
They sure have been. Jackson. Gavin Spurrier drives it in. Excuse me, Tyler Martin. Gavin Spurrier with the putback and makes it. Cuts it to a 6-point game. But currently, as the fight song rages on, the score is 22-16 in favor of your Greenwood Gators here at Deck the Swamp Night. We will be back to you in 10 minutes for the second half of this contest between the South Warren Spartans and your Greenwood Gators.
And we're back. It's the still halftime, 3 minutes left. We're about to go into the third period. What have you thought about the first half so far, Tucker?
I feel like Greenwood has done a really good job at taking advantage of the fact that they're skilled big men in both Peyton Loggins and Ben Carroll, as both have been on the score sheet tonight. And they've also been able to stretch the floor as the Stansbury brothers have combined to make 4 threes in the half.
That was the one thing I was worried about going into this matchup is the height mismatch, but I don't think it's really impacted us much. We've done a really good job with ball movement, screens, passes.
Yes, although Greenwood appears to be undersized on paper, their big men are far more skilled than South Warren's.
Although Spurrier has gotten a few gym highlight plays in the...
Yes, he has. He's been able to draw a few and ones. Perhaps he could be a dual athlete at Duke. Probably not, considering he's not a 5-star basketball player. But anyway. What do you think is going to be the key as Greenwood looks to hold on to this lead in the second half, Jackson?
I say not to try to do too much. So far, like I said at the beginning of the game, we've been able to control the pace. We've been able to play good defense, been able to pass the ball, good ball movement. I just really think that the one thing that we could really do is just continue to do that.
Yes, I have noticed that. The only time South Warren has seemed to go on a run is when Greenwood attempts to push the tempo, as we saw at the end of the first half when South Warren looked to close the lead a little bit.
And we're beginning the third quarter.
And sorry about that. We are currently right next to the buzzer, so we did not want to ruin the speakers of whatever you are watching this on tonight, to our 2 viewers. Again, we would like to thank you for tuning in to our presentation of Gator TV. This is the matchup tonight between the Gators and the Spartans.
You did bring up the big man play of Greenwood, but I think that another thing that has kind of gotten on unnoticed is the guard play of Greenwood. We've really been able to limit South Warren's guards to hardly any points this game, and also being able to stretch the floor like that pick and roll I was talking about.
Yes, we really have. And the perimeter threat of the Stansbury brothers has done very well to open up spacing for both Ben Carroll and Peyton Loggins to score down low.
Seems like the loss of Jack Roberts hasn't been able to affect this roster very much. I'm just excited to see what happens when we get him back.
Yes, I am. This would probably be a 15 or more point lead if he were in. But let's not play the hypothetical game. Greenwood appears to have gone with the switch. They are now in man-to-man as opposed to the zone that seemed to have stymied South Warren in the first half.
Score update.
And at the start of the second half, we have our score still at 22-16. Gavin Spurrier at the top of the key, passes it to the wing. He kicks it inside with a nice little catch-and-shoot layup.
Great alley-oop play there. Jace Carver, he's one of the most
Stansbury.
athletic guards in our region right now.
Yes,
We've been able to limit him the entire game, but he's gotten a few explosive plays throughout.
Yes. Peyton Loggins with a very good layup. That was good control by him to not try to go for the highlight dunk and instead go for the surefire layup. As the old coaches might like to say, save the highlights for when you're up 10.
Parker Williams has been kind of limited by Tayshawn Jones this game, though.
Yes, he has been. But whenever he seems to get his head down and start running, there's few that will want to stand in his way. Jace Carver with a 3, and that has not seemed to be his strength, as this is the first 3 made by South Warren. But it is now a 1-point game as South Warren has started off the second half with a 7-2 run. the score is now Greenwood ahead by 1, 24-23. South Warren appears to be in a spelling bee now as they are spelling out the word south. Good for them. They appear to be stand-up academics as well as athletes.
If anything, that makes them more smarter than us because we spell out GHS.
Yes, that would also be exemplified by the fact that you said more smarter.
I said more smart.
Oh. Oh, well, it cut out because of the buzzer. South Warren appears to be applying pressure. Let's see how that works out. Ooh, nice little ankle breaker by Noah Stansberry. Drills it across the court out to Isaac, who kicks it to Parker Farley, who misses it off the front end of the rim. Kicks it inside to Peyton Loggins, who kicks it to Ben Carroll for a nice dish and score by Ben Carroll. He's got 3 from Gavin Spurrier. Misses off front iron. But he gets his own board and makes.
As a dual sport athlete, also playing football, that's one thing that Spurrier really has going for him is that elite athleticism at the high school level.
Peyton Loggins appeared to take a hit to the head from that shot, but we will not question the officiating.
Rebound by Tayshawn Jones. And a loose foul called on Peyton Loggins.
For something. Not quite sure what. As the call seemed to be very delayed as all of Greenwood's members had started back down the floor when the foul was called. But again, as we all know, KHSAA will always make sure that our referees are fair and unbiased.
That was a 1988 Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Laimbeer moment.
Yes, sir, it was, Jackson. It's inside. And Tyler Martin scores inside.
It's now a 1-point lead by South Warren.
As they have stormed back in this second half.
Greenwood has not been able to control the pace like they were in the first 12 minutes of the game.
Nice shot fake by Ben Carroll. It goes out of bounds, will go in favor of the Gators. You do have to question the move by Bob Pels, though, to move to a zone, as South Warren has now scored 10 points, as they had only failed to score 16 in the first half entirely. Parker Williams takes it inside, shoots, and draws the foul. Parker Williams now shooting free throws. And he drills the first to quiet the South Warren crowd.
And South Warren student section chants, "You got swatted," even though they don't know what a shooting foul is.
No, sir, Jackson, I do not believe they do, as they are a football school. Second one rims out, controlled by Gavin Spurrier, who kicks it to Tayshawn Jones. He drills it up court.
It's a tie game right now, 27-27. Greenwood hasn't been able to control the pace.
Yes, they really haven't.
On that. Greenwood's been doing more freelance basketball. Haven't been calling many plays.
Yes,
haven't been doing very many pick and rolls. The spacing has been atrocious.
Yes, it has. Parker Williams takes it in. And has it stripped. Takes it back up, and he scores.
South Warren has a 2-point lead. And Ben Carroll tries to play hero ball and fails.
And Bob Pels calls a timeout to get his team back together, as all the momentum seems to be on South Warren's side. South Warren appears to have another spelling bee going on, as they are spelling south again. You have to question their vocabulary after this, as it doesn't seem to be very wide.
South Warren's on a 15-5 run right now. Really got to be questioning what the Greenwood coaches are thinking.
Well, I would hope that Bob Pels would choose to run back to man-to-man, as they seem to have stymied them in the or run back to zone, excuse me, as that seemed to stymie them.
The shooting on the perimeter for Greenwood is what really got them into the second half with the lead. Now they seem just content to drive into the lane, dump it off to a big man.
Yes. They have yet to take a three-pointer in this second half. Excuse me. All right, coming out of the timeout, the score is now in favor of the South Warren Spartans ahead of your Greenwood Gators, 31-27, with 4:13 left in the third quarter. Ben Carroll inbounds to Noah Stansberry, excuse me. South Warren still applying pressure, this time in the form of Cameron Harrison. This seems to be the first time all night Greenwood has run all half that Greenwood has run a set half-court offense. Hopefully they can repeat the success that they had in the first half.
I don't know if this has been better defense than Greenwood on the South Warren end, or if it's just been that Greenwood has had terrible ball movement.
Chandler Wilson with the questionable shot selection. Throws it back down court. Out to the corner. Really good hands-up defense by Chandler Wilson right there. Almost makes up for his missed shot. Greenwood retains the ball. Oh, questionable pass, but gets into the hands. Ben Carroll takes the shot and nails. It is now 29-31. Scoreboard appears to have mistakenly thought that was a three.
South Warren seems to really be running their entire offense through Harrison right now. He's doing a great job of just ball handling, distributing, play calling.
Yes, he really has. Peyton Lyons is now subbed in for Chandler Wilson, and you have to think it's because of foul trouble. Gavin Spurrier takes it right to the rack again. It is now 33-30. Ida Stansberry takes it up court, kicks it to Parker Williams, who takes and nails a jump shot. And it is now a one-point game yet again. Gavin Spurrier appeared to have shoveled his feet, but I don't like calling travels anyway, so we will not complain about it. Kicks it back to Spurrier, who kicks it to the corner. Spurrier shoots a three, and it bricks off back iron.
And I just want to say thank you to our one viewer. You mean a lot to us.
Yes, you really do. You're why we're doing this. I heard that smack all the way up here, but I don't think the officiating agrees. But it will be Greenwood ball anyway. Coming out from the baseline. Parker Stovall comes in for Tayshawn Jones, and you have to think he just wants a rest after running that off. Okay.
Tyler Martin at the stripe.
And he misses off front line. Greenwood student section appears to be chanting something, heckling Tyler Martin for choosing to leave Greenwood for South Warren.
And Josh Potter gets subbed in.
As well as Cade Stinnett. And he goes 0 for 2. Josh Potter controlling the rebound. You know, he hasn't played very many minutes, but Josh Potter has been a very quality player so far for his minutes. He's scored 4 and had some very good, well-defended plays, as well as some timely rebounds, including right there. Noah kicks it inside to Josh Potter, who misses from up close. And South Warren's looking to run. Tyler Martin takes it in.
You know who Josh Potter really reminds me of?
Who?
Bismack Biyombo.
Yeah. I would almost say he reminds me more of a Plumlee with a little bit better jump shot, as he is a pretty good defensive player but is quite lanky, but he sure can shoot the cover off the ball sometimes. And that is his 3rd straight missed free throw. The hecklers from the Greenwood student section really seem to be getting to the head of Tyler Martin right now. He shoots the 2nd, and it rims in. And we're going to have a substitution timeout. Multiple players coming in for South Warren. Noah Stansberry dribbles it to the corner, kicks it out to Josh Potter, who takes it in, kicks it back out, and travel. All right. Ball will now go to Greenwood, or South Warren, excuse me.
Seems like South Warren has their scrub squad in right now.
Yes, they do seem
And no, I'm not talking about nursing.
But they do seem to have Cameron Harrison back in, who has been quite good at running their offense so far. Noah Stansberry showing complete disrespect to his 3-point game, and it is valued by his missed shot. That goes off the back iron, and another loose ball foul. They seem to be calling it quite tight.
That's 5 fouls on Greenwood so far. It seems like the foul trouble that was in the first half is also transitioning to the second half for Greenwood.
Yes, it has been.
Down by 2, 53-9, left in the 3rd quarter.
South Warren appearing to do another platoon sub, bringing in all their starters back. You have to think that was just to rest a lot of their starters. They will likely be playing most of the 4th quarter, as this game will likely go down to the wire. Kicks it out to Tyler Martin to start it back up. We have 50 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Score is 32-34 in favor of the visiting Spartans. South Warren appears content with dribbling out the clock and taking a final shot. And Greenwood appears content with not applying pressure. .15 seconds remaining. Tayshawn Jones has it at the top of the court, and they will likely try to run one last play. Tries to score. Oh, rejected by Ben Carroll. Noah Stansberry takes it up the court, shoots it. Oh, comes very close. This brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. The visiting South Warren Spartans 34, your Greenwood Gators 32.
And we're back.
And we are back. Still, we're not able to cut out that loud buzzer, but it's just our first stream. We have a whole season to improve. You know, this is really something special that I hope. There's a buzzer again. But anyway, this is really something special that I hope we can continue for years to come.
Thank you to our one viewer.
Yes, thank you. You're why we do this. Hopefully this will grow into something that is watched by most people who are unable to attend the game but still care about the outcome.
You alone are helping us become the next Marv Albert.
Really am.
One thing I've liked about this second half so far is it has been an offensive outburst. In the first quarter alone, the score is 7-6, 13 combined points. Both teams combined for about 26 points in the third quarter.
Yes, it was a much more exciting third quarter. Foul there on Tayshawn Jones. That is now his third foul. That will be something he will watch as you only get 5 in the high school division. Isaac Stansberry inbounds it to Ben Carroll, who takes it in. Drives in on Gavin Spurrier. Pump fake and scores, and it is now a tie game, 34-34. South Warren looks to push the tempo. Tayshawn Jones with the shot, misses. Foul on Tyler Martin. I'm sure the two, Chandler Wilson and Tyler Martin, exchanged friendliness afterwards as they were close friends in middle school as they were fellow students at Drakes Creek. Noah Stansberry with the ball, passes it to Parker Williams, who calls a play. Chandler Wilson sets the pick, kicks it out to Noah Stansberry, kicks it out to Ben Carroll. Ben Carroll with the reverse lay-in and scores through the contestant of Cameron Harrison, who brings it back up court.
The effort by both teams has been absolutely insane tonight, though.
Yes, you can really tell these teams love going at each other, as this is an intense rivalry game. Although it is somewhat new, considering that South Warren is only 8 years into its existence. This is quite a great budding rivalry that shall continue for years to come. Hopefully it can be quite a bit more competitive than our rivalry with the Purples. Isaac Stansberry with the score from the key. And Greenwood is now ahead 38-36 with 6.5 remaining. Tayshawn Jones scores in. South Warren still applying pressure.
Tayshawn Jones has been a really, really good defender this entire game, though.
Yes,
he hasn't done much in scoring, but the way that he's been able to limit Parker Williams has been instrumental to South Warren's success.
Yes, he now appears to be guarding Noah Stansberry, who seems to be a point of focus for the Spartans' defense. And Chandler Wilson with the rebound. It is now 42-38 in favor of your Greenwood Gators. Ben Carroll tips the ball out. He's got it running out and draws the foul. That appeared to be a flagrant foul, but the student section did not. Chandler Wilson looks to be firing up the crowd, and we are getting loud here at Greenwood High School.
South Warren's beginning to find themselves in foul trouble, too. They have 4 fouls compared to Greenwood's 5.
Yes, and now that is the third foul on Gavin Spurrier, who appeared to take somewhat of a cheap shot as he did not seem to be going for the ball. Tayshawn Jones has now been subbed out in favor of Parker Stovall, probably to give him a rest for these closing minutes, as he will likely be put on the Gators' primary offensive focus.
And that's a timeout for the Spartans. So going down the stretch right now, Tucker, it's 40-38 with about 5 minutes and a half left. What do you really think is going to be the one true decider for this game?
I think it's going to be Greenwood's ability to not want to run up and down and want to control the pace in the half court. As that scene to where they have stymied South Warren the most is when the pace slows down. As South Warren is likely the more athletic team in this matchup, they want to run and run a lot. They have not been able to get a bunch of stuff going in the half court. Greenwood's shooting will be a major X factor though, as they will look to spread the floor out in the half court to open up lanes for Ben Carroll, as well as hit a few timely three-pointers.
South Warren is a very, very raw team, though. They have a lot of good intangibles, while Greenwood is more of a shooting team.
Yes, Greenwood seems to be the team with the more refined skill, while South Warren seems to have the natural athleticism. Ben Carroll will now take his second free throw after the timeout. And Ben Carroll sinks the second of 2 free throws. Greenwood is now ahead 41-38. 5:30 remaining in this fourth quarter. Cameron Harrison takes it in. Gets a kick back out to him in the corner. No, Isaac Stansberry now showing him no love on the three-point line. Ben Carroll D's up.
And Cameron Harrison.
Uh-oh. Ooh. And Cameron Harrison finally proves us wrong. He hits a three-pointer to tie it up at 41.
That's a reach-in foul by Tyler Martin.
Yes, that is a reach-in foul. And South Warren appears to not understand the basic rules of basketball, as that was a plain and obvious reach-in. That is now 3 on Tyler Martin, another thing to watch as the game closes up. Parker Farley dribbles it up, being guarded by Tyler Martin. This is a matchup you'd really like to see going down to the wire. 2 very great athletes. Noah Stansberry takes the shot and misses, but they come up with the rebound. Parker Will takes it and scores! Greenwood is now ahead, 43-41.
And now Parker Stobaugh to the line.
Parker Stobaugh is fouled by Isaac Stansberry with the reach-in. That's only his second foul, though.
Oh, never mind. He's not going to the line.
Yes, it appeared to be on the floor. He was not in the shooting motion. Kicks it out to Gavin Spurrier, who had a wide-open three but chose to pass on it. Gavin Spurrier scores yet again. Ben Carroll kicks it to Noah Stansberry, who is heavily guarded by Cameron Harrison. Noah Stansberry takes it at the top of the court, kicks it to his brother Isaac, who kicks it to Ben Carroll, who Chandler Wilson posts up, shoots off front iron. Ben Carroll comes up with the board and is unable to control the board, and foul on Chandler Wilson, who is very frustrated. And they have appeared to call a technical foul, which is very questionable. Uh-oh. Oh, my mistake. Apparently they have not called a technical foul. They're just in the bonus. Greenwood student section now heckling Gavin Spurrier for being good at football, for saying change to football.
That's a weak chant.
It is. Gavin Spurrier misses the front end of the 1-and-1. And it is now tied at 43 with 4 minutes remaining in the game. Noah Stansberry takes it up court, heavily contested by number 20, Tayshawn Jones. He tends to pick it off, kicks it out to Parker Farley, who thinks about a shot, but wisely decides to not take it. Parker Farley dribbles it in, takes it to the rack, and draws the foul. That might be Gavin Spurrier's fourth. Yeah. No, they called the foul on Parker Stovall, who did not appear to be in the play. Parker Williams takes the front end of his 2 free throws.
One thing South Warren has started to do, though, is they've started to use their athleticism to play defense with good closeouts, lateral quickness.
Yes, they really have, and that's what's been keeping them in the game is their super athletic defense that's been able to close in on the more refined shooting of Greenwood.
Rebound by Stobaugh.
Williams unable to silence the crowd there with the second and 2 free throws, but they are still ahead by 1, 44-33. Kicks it out to Tayshawn Jones, who drills it. And South Warren is now up by 1 with 3.5 remaining. Shot there by Tayshawn Jones. Kicks it to Peyton Loggins, who shoots and scores. Greenwood is back up 1, 3:15 remaining. Passes out to Stobaugh, kicks it to Spurrier. Kicks it to Jace Carver. Back to Parker Stobaugh, who misses. Fight for the rebound between Cade and Peyton, but they come down with it. We are now under 3 minutes remaining with the score 46-45 in favor of Greenwood. Ben Carroll takes it in, kicks out to Noah Stansberry, wide open 3, drills it! 3-ball, Noah Stansberry. Greenwood is now up 4, the crowd is really into it now. Timeout South Warren. Just look at the crowd go. They're really into it now. We are now at 2.5 remaining with the score. South Warren 45, your Greenwood Gators 49.
We'll be back with you after this timeout.
And we are back to you live with 2:35 remaining. Your Greenwood Gators are ahead 49-45 after that momentum shifting 3 from Noah Stansberry, who has been so far our player of the game. For Greenwood anyway. Tayshawn Jones takes about a 3, but wisely decides not to. Gavin Spurrier with a mismatch on Cade Sitton. You'd think he would take advantage. Tayshawn Jones takes and misses a 3-pointer. Isaac Stansberry with the rebound. Isaac Stansberry contested close by Cameron Harrison, but takes it up court. We are now closing in on 2 minutes remaining. Score is still the same, 49-45 in favor of your Greenwood Gators here at the Swamp. Parker Farley with the basketball. Parker Farley takes it in with the eyes and scores! Greenwood is now at 51-45. 1:45 remaining. Crowd is really into it now. Tyler Martin appears to play hero ball and misses. Crowd really letting him hear it now. We are now closing in on 1:30 remaining. Greenwood is up 6. Stansberry is in a double team, and they call the reach-in foul. Greenwood student section is really letting South Warren student section have it as they have gone quiet on this run.
Greenwood just has to really play it safe now. We're up by 6, probably going to be up by 8. Noah Stansberry is a very good free throw shooter.
Yes, he really is. He shot almost 90% his freshman year. Noah Stansberry makes the front end of the 1-1.
Tayshawn Jones subbed out for Stobaugh.
You know, you'll think that Greenwood will look to slow down the pace very much as it plays to their strengths and will look to dribble out the clock as South Warren appears to be the more athletic team. Sainsbury makes 2-2. Greenwood is now up 8, 53 to 45. Timeout, South Warren. Minute 24 remaining. Your Greenwood Gators are ahead here at the Swamp, 53 to 45. We'll be back to you momentarily. Greenwood student section now appears to be chanting happy birthday to Isaac Stansberry. Little known fact about him, he actually played AAU ball with current NBA player Jared Vanderbilt back when he still lived in Texas. Or excuse me, he was not on the same team. He played against him multiple times in the AAU circuit. South Warren dribbles it across the timeline. You would think they had to run an up-tempo offense here, down 8 with very little time remaining. And Parker Stovall misses the reverse layup. We are now closing in on a minute remaining. Score still the same. Your Greenwood Gators 53, South Warren 45. Isaac Stansberry takes the ball, kicks it to Ben Carroll, out to Parker Farley, who looks to be wanting to dribble out the clock. South Warren's coach clamoring for them to put pressure. Ben Carroll takes the 3 and drills it! Greenwood is now up 11, 40 seconds remaining. South Warren takes it back up court, kicks it out to Parker Stovall, who takes and misses. This is not who you want to be taking your shots for South Warren, but I'm not sure it matters now as they're down 11. This game likely appears to be out of reach, as Greenwood will now win Deck the Swamp for the 4th consecutive year in a row. You know, Jackson, us being seniors, we have now seen Greenwood win every single Deck the Swamp game that we have been to as high school students. Of course, every time we have played South Warren, who has been the inferior basketball team over the past few years.
Uh-oh.
Noah Stansberry at the line. And drills it to silence the South Warren crowd yet again. Noah Stansberry seems to have ice water in his veins, and he is our Chick-fil-A player of the game today. And he drills 2 of 2. Greenwood is now at 13, and their student section now chanting the "I believe that we will win," that we will chant at the end of every Gator win. Kicks it inside, calls a foul with 8 seconds remaining, but I'm pretty sure that most of the Greenwood faithful will not mind that call, as we seem to have this game under wraps. Up 58 to 45 late in the game. South Warren appeared to be doing the classic shift the argument to a separate sport. Greenwood responds with waving goodbye to them. Tayshawn Jones drills the mid-range shot, and time will now run out. And as we close out the game, your Greenwood Gators have won it with the score of 58 to 47. This has been a great inaugural broadcast by our Gator TV. And I would like to thank everyone for tuning in. But till next time, this is Tucker Clack and my partner Jackson Sutherland signing out.
Have a nice night.